Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick chat. On today's quick chat, we will be getting into quite a few of the housewives. So make sure that you guys are indeed coming into the video. You all are liking the video as well. Okay. First up, I want to go ahead and I want to get into this set of housewives right here. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. These ladies are expected to return. And I have to say, looking at the trailer, it does look a bit interesting to me. I don't know why I feel like they're probably going to be, having a few phone calls from Jen Shaw. I do not know why. I just feel like Heather, she strikes me as a person that would be like, oh, I just got off the phone with Jen, or I just told Jen something. Jen will be completely irrelevant, but at the same time, I just wouldn't be surprised. I'm wondering how things worked out with Teresa Giudice when she went away. Maybe because of her family, they were able to still kind of tie in Teresa possibly via phone calls and stuff. Not sure, just wondering. But I think Heather would probably be the closest person to Jen to even want to have any type of phone conversations with her. All right. But understand that these ladies are indeed coming back. Not only are they coming back, they're coming back with two newbies. Okay. We're getting a newbie by the name of Angie and a newbie by the name of Monica. I think Angie we may be familiar with, but Monica not so much. But they're definitely coming, and it looks like one of them definitely going to put a little sauce on some things. Okay. Now, also know that not only are we getting newbies, but we're also getting Mary Cosby back. Mary Cosby will be returning. Y'all remember Mary Cosby, the only black woman from season one. Y'all remember, I believe she could have done 2 seasons. She did not show up to the reunion. And a lot of us were believing that because she didn't show up to the reunion, then hey, ma'am, you're not going to be able to be on any more shows or anything, right? When it comes to Bravo. Well, it looks like some of us were proven wrong because Mary will indeed be back and she will indeed be gathering a few of the girls. It looks like she's gonna be on Meredith's head and her, not her head alone. Okay, it looks like she's also going to be on Whitney's head. We knew she really couldn't stand Whitney for real, for real. Okay, I think it was a scene on the bus where she had asked Meredith, does she ever shut up or something? So girl, I think it's gonna be a little interesting. I'll be honest, I am going to slide over there, check out an episode or a few, and see exactly how I'm liking the season. I kind of fell off last season, but I feel like it's giving us a fresh start in a sense with some new, cast members and with Mary also returning. So we shall see. I'm gonna check it out, but just know that it is supposed to be dropping on September 5th. All right. So y'all let me know if you plan on tuning in, if this is your show, if you enjoy Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, whether or not they just really don't do it for you like that. Let me know if you're looking forward to it or you could care less or whatever. Let me know all of those details down in the comment section. Next up, I want to talk about Marlo Hampton of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. Marlo got the opportunity to do an interview with E! News. And when she did this interview, she kind of, spoke on her experience when it came down to the season and things. She also went on to say whether or not it was anything that she regretted. She gave her dream cast for next season. So, I just really want to play this clip real quick so we could just see exactly what it is Marlo had to say about the season and the next.
Whenever Kenya and Kandi are not around, all of us get along.
I never said you clout chase. Well, calm the down. I'm about to headbutt this bitch.
Marlo Hampton's got opinions on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she is not holding back.
No regrets. Only lessons learned. No regrets. When I look back, I'm like, God, you could have said this differently. But guess what? I always speak my truth. And that's one thing I'm never going to regret. I speak my truth. My delivery may not be the best, but I damn sure speak my truth and how I feel.
And we had to ask her about her dream cast for next season.
Definitely me. Definitely Sonya. Definitely Sheree. I want my Courtney back. I love her because she comes in and she brings it to the girls. She was not afraid. Porsha definitely needs to come back, even though she doesn't love me, but she's great TV. She has an amazing story, and we're going to hold her to the fire as well. So come on back, Porsha. We need to know your story. What's going on with your marriage? Absolutely, Porsha. I hate to say it. I'm okay with Kandi not being there. I would love for Kandi to come back for the Shade Assassin. But I don't want her to come back because she's a mean girl. She's so mean. She's trying to pretend that she's not a mean girl, but you don't just play a villain for 11 years. You really are a mean girl.
All right, so you guys just heard what Marlo had to say. So let's kind of get into some of the things that Marlo said. First off, Marlo mentions that Kenya and Kandi, when they're not around, the ladies get along. I beg to differ that you guys get along, but some part of me is like, I would like to not see them around just to show that you guys are still going to have issues. When Kandi and Kenya were gone away, to her being, when Kenya fell and Kandi had to accompany her to the hospital, I could have sworn you guys still had some type of issues and things going on, because you and Drew don't even get along. Drew and Sheree doesn't get along. Sonya and Drew are often up and down. So exactly what do you mean when you say that? What so it's like you just constantly want to put things off on Kandi and Kenya, and it's just so apparent how this group is so divided. Alliances are here, and it's a lot. Marlo talks about how she speaks her truth. She says her delivery may be bad, but she just speaks her truth. Marlo, I don't think you always speak your truth, though. I feel like when it came down to the Sonya and Sheree situation, the whole Martell, and I'm saying that one because that's the most recent one that comes to my mind. You didn't speak your truth about how you were out there talking about Sheree. If anything, you put it off on Courtney instead of you accepting any responsibility about you dogging Sheree and Martell, and dogging Martell out primarily because he wasn't paying the bill. And that's so up your alley for you to critique and judge. So for you to say that you always tell your truth, it kills me softly, but I don't think it kills me half as softly as when you do your interviews and you try to put on your professional voice, and it really doesn't work for you. But you be trying, girl. All right. So she talks about who she would like to see return. She says herself, I do expect her to say that. Okay. I do expect her to say that. I think as much as I may not really care for Marlo this season, I do think that Marlo does have some likable moments. You know what I'm saying? I think that she isn't a 100% I can't stand her, don't ever want to see her again. You know what I'm saying? I think she has some good moments. So I'm expecting her to say herself, I'm not even opposed at this point to say that I would not want to see Marlo next season. I probably will want to see Marlo more as a friend of, because I feel like that's what your storyline was given, was more so friend of, if that. I feel like when I think about it, a lot of people's storylines wasn't strong this season, and now the season's almost over, and we're just now getting into Drew's overall situation with her husband and her storyline. So everybody's storyline to me was giving friend of, like it wasn't even giving like main cast member or peach holder type energy. Like, I don't know, it was something that this season just was definitely flat. And I really want to blame a lot on production, but I have to question, was production only able to use and do what the ladies would allow them to use and do? Okay, but let's go ahead and keep going. She says she would like to see Sanya back, Sheree back, Courtney, and I'm like, all the people that majority of the fans don't even like are the people that you would like to see back. Your coded clique is what you would like to see come back. We're gonna have to figure out a name for them three. Now, she also says that she would like to see Courtney return because she feels like Courtney really gives it to the girls. But Courtney is a fan, and Courtney wasn't giving it to the girls because Courtney really couldn't take it from the girls. Okay, she was giving Kandi all that neck roll and stuff like that, but she really couldn't take Kandi for real, for real. Courtney came in hot. I don't know who gave her the advice to come in as hot as she did. She was trying to really earn that spot as a peach holder, and she landed with just a friend of the show. Therefore, they can land her somewhere else, because a lot of us are not interested in seeing Courtney, and you should be glad that we're more interested in seeing you than we are of seeing Courtney. I think if we put both of you guys up there and we had to select, we probably would choose you over Courtney. I think your numbers, your percentage would be very high. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Courtney's a fan. I don't really think she was giving it to the girls. I think Courtney was getting caught up in some lies and stuff. So that's just that. When it comes to Porsha, she wants to see Porsha back. I think a lot of people want to see Porsha back. For me, I'm indifferent. If she comes, okay. If she doesn't, okay. If Porsha were to return, I would like to see what that looks like, because I really don't see Porsha actually returning and allowing people that involved or that into her life with her husband. I think when she posts pictures and videos and things on Instagram, she's able to control the image better. But when it comes to television, she knows that they can paint whatever type of narrative that they want to paint. And Simon may be a great person to her. I know that Fallon has come out and Fallon has said he was controlling and he was that and stuff. But let's say that Simon is like a great person to Porsha, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Real Housewives of Atlanta try to paint him out to be similar to how Cordell was when it came to Porsha, a bit more controlling and likely validating some of the things that Miss Fallon said about him, right? Or if he is exactly who Fallon said he is, that's also going to show up on camera too, despite how much Porsha may try and spice it up and make it look cute and palatable or whatever for the Instagram. So we'll just have to see. Yeah, I don't know. I would think that Porsha would not come on the show because she knows that that's going to be her main storyline is her relationship with Simon. But being that the story with Jalen and Fallon is coming to the front and it's breaking down, and they're kind of being exposed a little bit, I think that may give Porsha a bit of, I guess, validation, comfort, or anything to want to bring her marriage back in front of the cameras on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I that's interesting. I don't know, but then I also feel like Porsha may be okay with playing it safe with doing another Ultimate Girls Trip or something, where she's getting her check and being able to do other shows versus coming to Real Housewives and fighting with the girls and them digging up details or whatever about her husband and then throwing it in her face and all of that. So I mean, I don't really see Porsha returning, but you just never know, because people are putting rumors out there that she's likely to return next year. But who knows if that's true? I think sometimes people may want to see that, so they start these rumors to get a buzz about it in hopes that production will pick up the buzz of what's being said and seeing what the people are saying, and likely taking that and considering it and reaching out to Porsha to see if she would like to return. So we shall see. I think Sweet 16 is a big deal. Some part of me does, Sweet 16, that's a big deal. So with that, I'm interested in seeing what cast members they're going to bring back. In my personal opinion, I don't think they should bring back the exact cast that they had from this season. I don't. They might need to switch some roles around, do something, add one or two more housewives. I believe Kenya said in her interview, Real Housewives of Atlanta typically only has 6. So I'm like, y'all might need to up it to 8 or get more friends of the show or something like that. But these ladies, for me, this season could not hold the season. They really could not, in my personal. So, I mean, I just wasn't as entertained as I could have been. And it could be based on the storylines. Maybe some of the production people don't know how to pull certain things out of folks or something. So it could be, production's fault. I don't know. But y'all gonna have to do something. Y'all gonna have to change it up if y'all trying to have another 15 to 16 more years. Y'all gonna have to do something. Some part of me is getting a bit tired of hearing about old housewives returning to the show. I do feel like it's about time that we get some new ladies. Okay. Some just give us, like, wipe them out, pull her out, pull her out, pull her out, pull her out, and let's get some new ladies. I do think they're going to keep some old heads just for the familiarness of it all, and just to not alienate the people that's been there for a long time and the large fan base that they have developed while being on that show. So I feel like they could potentially keep Kandi around, keep Kenya around. You know what I'm saying? And as we speak on Kandi real quick, I just want to say this. Y'all know Kandi and the Gang did get renewed. So that show is renewed. But what's interesting is that it was just announced a few months ago that it was canceled. So for Kandi and the Gang to be canceled at one point, and then now for Kandi and the Gang to be renewed all of a sudden, that's a different type of pull, honey. To me, that's a different wow. You know what I'm saying? I want to pull it up and make sure that this show is coming up on Bravo because I definitely saw that. Yeah, they're saying Kandi and the gang get surprised season 2 renewal. So it looks like they are. They said that in November 2022, Kandi Burruss revealed that her OLG inspired reality show, Kandi and the Gang, was canceled by Bravo after one season. She says, unfortunately, it is not returning. Bravo is not bringing it back. Bringing it back is so sad. It was a sad day for fans, especially the network's black viewers, as there aren't many shows on the cable giant which feature primarily black cast. And she's not lying, because one of the shows for me is what is that, under below deck. I They get millions of views and I've never found any interest. I think I've tried to watch it and I just can't. I would definitely watch Vanderpump Rules over Below Deck, but it's like, yeah, y'all do have more whitewash shows than you have black ones. And I hate to say it, y'all love to say that we're the minority, but we really are the ones putting Bravo on the map though. You feel what I'm saying? So have more content for us to watch. Like, what's going on? Like, we're not into all of that. But they're saying that the show is coming back. During Kandi's latest episode of Speak On It, she spoke briefly about her family show and shared that it will be making a comeback. Okay. She says, a lot of you guys remember our reality show. It will be coming back. She has not said exactly where it's going to be coming back. So that's the thing for me. So either Kandi has did her spin on it to where she's going to put it on a different network, or she's done her spin on it and she's going to show it on YouTube of some sort, or maybe she worked that deal out with Bravo. If the show is returning on Bravo, like I said, girl, that's a different type of access for that show to be canceled last year and you done turned around and got it renewed on the same network. Okay. But let's go ahead and keep going because I want to speak more about Marlo. All right. Of course, she wants Porsha to return. I've given you guys my thoughts on Porsha returning to the show. She speaks on Kenya. She says first, she says she wouldn't miss Kandi if Kandi was gone, is what she's saying. Okay. I feel like Marlo says that because Kandi did miss a lot of episodes this season. Like, a lot of, link ups with the girls. I think that's why Marlo may feel like she wouldn't miss her because she wasn't really there a whole lot this season anyway. Okay. On top of whatever little issues they may have. But when it comes to Kenya, she says, yeah, she would like to see Kenya back, but not necessarily because she feels like Kenya is a mean girl. And it just keeps giving collusion and alliance for me, where Courtney has also gone on her platform and said the same thing about Kenya being a mean girl. And I don't necessarily, for me, think that it's a mean girl. I think that, yes, back in the day, I have to admit, I wasn't crazy about Kenya, and I definitely feel like she was a mean girl. But that for me changed over the past few years. I think maybe since the pandemic or 2019 was when I started to actually like Kenya. And the thing is this, Marlo, you say that she's a mean girl, but the thing is, she doesn't fuck with you. And that's just what that is. She does not rock with you, and she doesn't really fake too much about rocking with you. And it's pretty clear why, because you flip floppy, and when people confide in you about certain things, you take those things and you turn around and you throw them in their face. Who wants a friend like that? Who wants to be close or connected to a person like that? You know what I'm saying? So I guess you can call it mean girl, but she don't fuck with you, and when she don't rock with you, she just being very clear that she does it, and y'all really can't take it. You nor Courtney, y'all really can't handle her. But yeah, so I just feel like, when Marlo labeled all of the people she would like to see return over the people she doesn't, it's kind of like a clear divide. But what's even more funnier is the fact that she didn't mention Drew at all. She didn't mention Drew at all. It was like Drew didn't even exist, girl. She didn't say whether Drew should return or nothing, girl. I guess you're dead to Marlo at this point. All right. But I just gave you guys my thoughts about Marlo's recent interview. I want you guys to go ahead and hop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts about it. Okay. In the meantime, I want to go ahead and I want to move over to Miss Candiace Dillard. Okay. Candiace Dillard had two different interviews that we are going to get into, where she pretty much speaks on the incident that happened. I don't know if you guys recall the fight that took place where Kiana and Deborah were involved in that, and it looks looks like Deborah or Deborah, as y'all would say, was trying to throw something at Candiace. Candiace grabbed a bottle. She really didn't know what was happening behind her. She's going to talk about that and touch on that situation. But in addition to that, she's also going to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac and how she felt like it was like really a hard season for them to film. So let's go ahead and check out what Miss Candiace had to say.
Well, this is what I will say: self-defense all the way, all day. If a drink is thrown at me and I turn around to my back, a drink was thrown at my back. When I turned around and realized it was thrown at my back, and I see this monster coming at me.
It's the monster.
There's no security around.
Yeah.
She strategically waited for security and production to back away. I'm going to defend myself, and I will pick up whatever is within arm's reach if I feel like I am in some sort of danger. And I didn't know what she was going to do. You can't rationalize crazy or unhinged. And when I thought that I was in danger, I defended myself. Now it turns out she was being handled, and I didn't have to, engage in any sort of bottlation of situation, which is great. But I don't fight, but I also don't run away. I wasn't gonna run, but I wasn't gonna fight.
Right.
But you're also not going to physically attack me, and I not defend myself. And I think that as a human being, anyone who is in a situation where they are at their place of work, which is where I was, and you are being physically attacked, would defend themselves.
Absolutely.
Season 8 is different.
Okay.
There's a clear divide this season that I think we've not experienced before. So you'll kind of see us work through the division. And I don't want to spoil it, but how we get through it, if we get through it. You see I saw a lot of different sides of people this season. People surprised me in the worst way.
Damn, that's sad.
Yeah, just you think folk, and in moments of desperation, what the saints and the ain'ts will do to save themselves. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it, but I know it's gonna be drama.
Oh, it's gonna be great TV now. Don't get me wrong. Y'all gonna be sitting there with your popcorn, with your leg kicked up, clutching your pearls. They're gonna be rolling on the floor. There'll be pearls over there, pearls everywhere. They're not even on the string. They're just rolling around in the floor. They're gonna be everywhere. So gird your loins, get ready, because it is a great season.
Yeah.
And I can look at it as a viewer and say that, but as someone who was like in it and was toiling in the trenches and trying to backpedal and front pedal and doggy pedal and not drown. Okay, hello. It was a lot. It was hard.
Yeah.
It was probably my hardest season. And I said this to someone behind the scenes. I would take the perils of season 5 over this season.
Damn, so that says a lot.
That does say a lot, that you would take the drama or whatever, the ups and downs or whatever, over the previous season 5, which was to a lot of people one of your worst seasons. The people that I guess don't like you because you got into the fight with Monique, whatever the case is. So you would take that season over this season? So it questions me and makes me wonder, are they really coming at you super hard, even harder than what they have? And then she's saying that people have surprised her. Who are these people? Because what I'm hoping for is that you and Wendy Osefo have not turned on each other in any capacity. So, because I'm just like, who else could surprise you? You already see Robyn for who she is. You see Gizelle. We've always seen Ashley, and you've even seen Karen. So who else is left to show you something new? Hell, you've even seen Mia. So I'm hoping that when you say that, you're not speaking on you and Wendy having some type of outs or anything. You said people surprised you that you were never expecting. So that's the only person that I could think of. Did Wendy get you together about something? Did she go and be on somebody else's side? I'm looking forward now to find out what's really going on this season. But to hear her say she would take the drama from season 5 over this season, Whew, that bothers me because season 5 was a lot, especially for the people that can't stand you. You know what I'm saying? And then you got your supporters, but then the people that can't stand you, like they're so irritating. Um, because whenever anything is done wrong to you, they always justify the wrong actions of another person. And sometimes, even if it's Gizelle that did you wrong, they'll justify Gizelle's actions against you all because they don't like you. So I feel like I'm gonna be cringing based on what she's saying as far as how this season is going to play out. Okay. Now, real quick, I want to talk about her picking up that bottle because a lot of people had a lot of things to say. You see what I'm saying? When the altercation took place with Deborah, now people were immediately drawn to the fact that Candiace picked up a bottle. I'll never forget that over on Twitter. Why does Candiace have a bottle? Why does Candiace have a bottle? Oh my God. You guys are not paying attention to the fact that it looks like her back was turned. When she turned around and saw what was going on, she grabbed the bottle. But what y'all should have focused on was Deborah trying to get to Candiace, but for what? You see what I'm saying? Oftentimes, Candiace is responding. She's not starting, she's responding. But y'all never see that because y'all like to start in the middle, or either the end when it comes to things and it comes to, to her. So I'm glad that she said that. At the end of the day, I don't know anybody that's standing around and somebody wants to charge at them and you think that while I'm in the club, I'm just gonna stand here and I'm not gonna try to defend myself, or I'm not gonna try to pick up something and knock you the dog out. Cause what? Especially when you're a calculated individual like what Deborah did, girl, you waited until the cameras were down and the cameras were gone for you to show up and want to, well, I believe she was already there, but you wait till the cameras leave and security is gone for you to want to try and move forward with this attack. So it seems like you have been standing around plotting and planning and been wanting to get at Candiace. But here's the thing as well. Let's go back. All right. The thing for me is Candiace never did anything to this woman. While people talk about why she picking up a bottle, she never did anything to this woman. This woman blatantly lied on Candiace's husband for Ashley. When she first had to sit down with Ashley at Ashley's house, she kept asking about Candiace. So she had whatever issue with Candiace because she's a fan of the damn show. That's what that was given. She was bothered by Candiace because she was a fan of the show. She's trying to find her spot on the show so bad that she created a lie about this woman's husband, and the camera footage proved it. Candiace called her out about it, or whatever the case is, as well as social media, and referred to her as the cookie monster or whatever. And then now you want to sit up here and try and run up on the lady and hit the lady or whatever the case is, and y'all think that she's supposed to stand there and let that woman hit her? Are you crazy? Absolutely not. So I'm definitely with her on that. Like, girl, I don't fight, I don't argue. Okay. I don't really do a whole lot of things, but girl, if this bottle is near me, I will hit your ass with a bottle. And that's just what it's giving. All right. So you guys leave your thoughts and comments down below on the two clips that you all heard of Miss Candiace Dillard and speaking on the altercation and what the new season is going to give us. Now let's go ahead and get into NeNe Leakes. All right. NeNe Leakes has a lot going on. It's always some stuff going on with Miss NeNe. With Miss NeNe Leakes. Okay. It's always some stuff going on with this woman. And I hate to hear it. Y'all know that not too long ago, her son Brent ended up going to jail. Right. He ended up being arrested over drugs and things like that. I believe she left him in jail, in my personal opinion, as she should leave him in jail. You created this, you do it. Okay. You created this mess and stuff. You take care of it. You get you an attorney. You figure out how to get yourself out of it. Because as NeNe sat down in her interview with Carlos, she mentioned, like, I've tried to get my son help, but he got to want to get the help for himself. Right. So NeNe has been dealing with a lot. It does seem like it's always one thing after another. Y'all know Greg passed away. Well, right before Greg passed away, she was over there battling things out with Bravo. Next thing you know, Greg has passed away. Cancer got worse. He passed away. Next thing you know, she was having financial issues with her boutiques, her before the restaurant, boutiques, you had employees coming out saying how she wasn't paying them and stuff. She had to shut some of her boutiques down. Then after that, what did we learn? I believe her son may have gotten into like a car accident. And then after that, that same son that got into a car accident ended up, I believe he kind of like passed out. I don't know if he had a heart attack or a stroke. I believe it was a stroke. He had to relearn how to walk. So Brent went through that situation. And then shortly after that, she had to close down, I believe, Lenithia Lounge for a period of time. I don't even think it's open anymore. And then she ended up getting sued for like $1,000 like Drew, because she never paid the photographers and stuff. So it's just been a lot of stuff. Then next thing you know, Bryce getting arrested. And now they're saying that NeNe Leakes is being sued. She's being sued for over $22,000 in unpaid rent. All right. Now they're saying that, as previously reported, according to the Jasmine brand, NeNe was recently hit with a lawsuit for allegedly failing to pay the rent for her former Sugarloaf Mills clothing store, Swag Boutique. Now, according to the landlord, NeNe owes $22,900 in back rent payments. The store opened in 2017 at the mall. However, in the summer of 2020, after briefly shutting down due to the pandemic, Swag Boutique held going out of business sales at its multiple locations, and NeNe's lease at the Sugarloaf Mills store officially ended in early 2022. So these people are trying to recoup funds, but I wonder, I know y'all trying to recoup funds and stuff, but I'm wondering how many of y'all was able to write anything off on your taxes for the people that were not paying the rent. I'm just trying, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like y'all really got that cleared up, but y'all still want to come after people for stuff. But anywho, they're saying the landlord reportedly sent NeNe a letter last month informing her that she would need to settle the debt if she wants to avoid legal troubles. However, the 5-figure bill still hasn't been paid, and it looks like we now know why. Now, according to Miss NeNe, according to NeNe put this under the Jasmine Brand's post, and she says Greg signed the lease. He ain't here. So if Greg signed the lease, how are you held responsible? Is it because you guys were husband and wife, and once he passed, you are now held responsible for all of his debt? What happens with that? So it sounds like Miss NeNe has no intentions on paying anything, because again, she didn't sign the lease. Greg signed the lease, so they might as well wipe the debt clear, being that he has now passed away, and she shouldn't be held responsible for that. So that's what Miss NeNe had to say about, the whole situation of owing rent. And I'm wondering, girl, I feel like if the landlord, I'm going to be real honest, okay? If the landlord may have received any type of pandemic funds or whatever, and they've gotten any type of PPP loan checks or whatever like that, I feel like consider it a L, and don't be expecting people to pay you no money, especially if you got paid on a different end. That's just what it is that I'm thinking. All right. But anyway, good luck to Miss NeNe on that situation. Now, next up, I want to talk about something else that NeNe brought to the front. And she wanted to talk about narcissists. And that's so funny that NeNe often wants to have these conversations about narcissists, because a lot of people see NeNe as a narcissist herself. And I'm like, well, I mean, hey, a lot of narcissists, it takes one to know one. Right? It takes one to know one. But when she does these rants, I truly believe that she's talking about Naomi. I believe that's his name, the guy that she was dating. She says that he's a single man and free to date whoever it is that he wants to date. At least that's what she said on the podcast with Carlos. But I feel like she be taking shots at him when she comes to social media. So let's go ahead and check out what Miss NeNe had to say.
One thing about a narcissist is they are going to ruin your day and your night. Even on special occasions, it's almost like being with this one person that has about 50 different characters inside of them. You don't know who you're going to get and when you're going to get them, okay? And the craziest thing about it is that they manipulate everybody around you to make them believe that you are the problem. They are evil, they are dangerous, they are losers, and they have a lot of childhood trauma.
I'll have to be honest, okay? When I hear NeNe say that, it makes me think about her son Bryce, in all honesty, and it makes me question the childhood trauma that he may have gone through for him to be a narcissist himself. At least that's what I feel, and based on like some of the things the baby mama may have said about him and also may have said about her, because he definitely paints you out to be the bad guy. So if he paints his own mom out to be the bad guy, I'm sure he paints her out to be the bad guy as well. So it just makes me kind of think about her child just a bit, but I also think that she's definitely talking about Naomi. I did see some clips of them entering the Beyonce concert. I believe they came, maybe they went on Sunday night. I think NeNe attended 2 concerts. I think she was there the Monday night when I was there, and then I think she also went like a Sunday. I'm sorry, not Sunday, but Saturday night. But she definitely was accompanied. She definitely was there with Naomi when she went to one of those concerts, at least. So, I guess they're still out here dating, even though nothing is really official. They're just enjoying themselves. But I feel like that's exactly who she's talking about. Now, granted, she could be talking about anybody, but I'm just saying who I think that it could be about. It could be about Naomi. And if he's that problematic, NeNe, I think you should just go ahead and fall back from that one, because you've come to social media plenty of times where you've talked about a narcissist, and I'm willing to believe that it's been him every time. So I would just, give him his free and back up. Don't deal with him. Back up, let him do whatever it is that he's going to do. Okay. But that's all that I got. You guys go ahead and leave your thoughts and comments down below about everything that I just discussed on the Housewives chat. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie, that's me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.